You're cooped up at home watching your favorite videos on the Infographics Show. You love the ones where that guy does crazy stunts and challenges. You can't believe the things he gets up to. You're watching the one where he spends 24 hours in the bathtub as his body gets more and more wrinkled and his body gets more sore from lying against the hard edge of the tub. Fortunately, his body doesn't suffer any real ill effects from the super long bath, aside from some oddly loose skin that'll fit back into place perfectly once the body dries out. You're bored without too much to do at home and you wonder, could you top this crazy stunt? You're not going to spend 2 or more days in the bath, so you instead think about what else you can take a bath in. What would it be like to take a 24-hour bath in soda? Would the sugary fizzy substance have a worse effect on your skin, or would it be safe? You're about to find out. You've got a large stockpile of your favorite cola at home and an empty bathtub. After pouring out most of your stash into the bathtub, your tub is filled near the top with a brown, bubbling liquid that doesn't look particularly inviting for bathing, but you're here in the name of science and you go in. When you first get in, you're surprised by a few things. The highly carbonated liquid has a bubbling, tingling sensation. This is going to make it hard to get comfortable because it's like a million little pokes every time a bubble bursts against your skin. It's not painful, but you can imagine this getting very old very quickly. The good news is the soda isn't going to stay carbonated forever, and when exposed to the open air, it'll eventually go flat. No one likes flat soda, but it'll make lying in this bath a lot more comfortable. You're glad you opened a few windows before this experiment because these bottles contain a lot of CO2, and you don't want to inhale all that in a closed space. The other thing that stands out is that the sugar content of the soda is very clear. You can feel a sticky sensation on your skin when you lift your hand out of the tub. And you imagine that when you get out of your extended soda bath, you're going to need another bath to get it all off. When you dip your hand back in, it feels like the sugar is getting washed off, but you know it's just picking up a new layer from the soda bath. You have to be careful of how you sit in the bath, because the more you sink into the tub, the more you're going to get that sticky feeling all over your body when you sit up. You've got a long time ahead of you in this bathtub, and staying comfortable is going to be a challenge. You start to wonder what you've gotten into. What do you really know about this substance you volunteered to sit in for a day? Coca-Cola is one of the most popular packaged beverages in the world, and most of its ingredients are familiar, those we know at least. It's one of the most closely guarded secrets in the world, and its main ingredients are carbonated water, sugar, either sucrose or high fructose corn syrup, phosphoric acid, and caramel color, plus natural flavorings. Those natural flavorings are where the big mystery comes in, as the secret flavorings are as tightly guarded as KFC's 11 herbs and spices. There's one flavoring you're pretty sure isn't in there anymore though, cocaine, which was originally included in small doses of extract from coca leaves when the formula was perfected in 1891. There are many other colas, but most have a similar formula with slightly different ingredients. As you sit in the bath and watch your skin get stickier and try to turn pruny, you're more worried about another ingredient you see on the label: phosphoric acid. The idea of sitting in a formula that contains acid for 24 hours is more than a little worrying. You're starting to get visions of dissolving in the bath in your head. The good news is that while phosphoric acid is a potent acid when in its pure form, it can cause burns on the skin or eye damage, it's harmless when diluted. When added to soda or jam, it's used to create a mild, tangy flavor in food. Back in the day of old-fashioned soda shops, sodas containing it were called phosphates. Phosphoric acid is also used to remove rust, but you're hoping it won't have the same effect on your skin. You've been in the bathtub for several hours now and you're following the rules of the original video. You can only complete the challenge if you stay in the tub for the entire time without a break. The good news is you're fully equipped with technology and your phone and computer are nearby. You can watch videos, order food, and keep busy. But you can't help but sneak a look at your hands and legs every once in a while. This is much longer than the average bath. And you can definitely see your feet and hands starting to get that loose texture that comes with sitting in the bath too long. Does your skin look a little darker from the caramel color sinking into your skin? You're not sure, but you think you can see a slight difference. It'll be much clearer after another few hours. The guy in the original video didn't suffer any long-term physical problems from sitting in the tub for a full day. Besides a sore back and some loose skin he had to be careful not to pull on, but he made it pretty clear that he wouldn't push it much further. There are risks to being constantly immersed in liquid with no break, as soldiers often find out. The most common injury from overexposure to water on the skin is called trench foot for soldiers who spend days on end walking through wet, marshy climates in combat. With no break and no opportunity to take the boots off and air out their feet, their shoes trap the water and cause swelling, poor blood supply, and a terrible odor from the feet. If treated, the feet will return to normal within a few days. But if the condition is allowed to progress, it can result in blisters, sores, fungal infection, and even gangrene. The good news is this is most common when people are walking constantly in wet shoes. All you have to do is lie there, and you don't have to worry about any of that. Normally, you'd be busy in the bathtub, scrubbing yourself clean and using soap and shampoo. But taking a bath in soda is enough of an experiment. You don't want to add more substances that muddy the experiment. Besides, you think scrubbing in sugary water confuses the point of a bath. It's been almost 8 hours now and the water is almost completely flat. That makes it a little more comfortable, but the sticky feeling on your skin is getting more and more pronounced with each hour. It feels like you're coated in a thin, sticky slime of soda. The caramel color is definitely starting to seep into your skin. It's a potent color that's been used in the personal care industry for years as a way to dye hair. But being immersed in it for hours on end makes you wonder if you're going to end up with an uneven tan. You wonder if anyone else has ever done this experiment. You don't have anything else to do while you wait for your soda tub quarantine to be over, so you decide to look up other Coca-Cola baths. You find a few videos of guys claiming to be doing Coca-Cola baths, but most of them are obviously fake. Your skin is starting to get loose and feel a little raw, and you really want to know what a long-term stay in soda is going to do to organic matter. You might not be able to find the answer in a video of someone doing the same challenge, but you can find the next best thing: science experiments on food. Your first hit is a video of an egg suspended in Coca-Cola for 24 hours, and what you see is almost enough to make you jump out of the bath and end your experiment right now. The video shows what the egg looks like after a night in the cola, and it's disturbing. The eggshell is completely dissolved, leaving a thin, translucent membrane holding the white and the yolk. Is that what's going to happen to your skin? You hope not, but you're able to stay calm long enough to check whether this experiment is the real thing. Sure enough, it's not. The entire thing is a hoax by someone using a plastic egg toy to simulate the dissolved egg. There's no evidence that placing an egg in soda will dissolve its shell. Whew! You wipe the sweat off your forehead, but now you have sticky cola on your forehead. Ew. The next experiment you look at is more reassuring. It's a test on whether a marinade of Coca-Cola will dissolve a piece of meat. As you're made of meat, this seems relevant. It's a long-standing urban legend that leaving a steak in a Coca-Cola bath for 48 hours will dissolve the meat entirely, but it's just that, an urban legend. In fact, the meat can be left in for several days without even starting to break down. What it will do after only a day or so is start to tenderize the meat, making it a handy marinade that adds a tasty and sweet overtone to the meat at your next barbecue. Sounds like a recipe to note down once you're out of the soda bath. It's been a long day inside this cola bath, and you've managed to keep busy by reading up on similar experiments, ordering food, and moving around just enough to keep your body from getting too stiff in one position. You've been taking your arms out of the bath frequently to do things, so they're not that much more pruny than your usual appearance after a bath. They're covered in a film of sticky soda sugar that gets dried after a short time outside the bath and then gets wet and slick again when you plunge them back in. Your lower body is a different story, as it's been in the tub this whole time. Your skin has taken on a pale, flabby appearance, especially near your feet. Your skin is loose and easy to pull away from the body. You have to be careful when you examine it. You don't want to tear any away. The clock is ticking down toward the 24-hour mark, and there's one element of this experiment that's wearing you down: staying up for 24 hours. Whether in your apartment or in a bath of cola, not sleeping for 24 hours is going to cause fatigue. It becomes harder to stay focused and keep from drifting off, which is something you definitely don't want to happen. Slipping under in the bathtub would be a very unpleasant experience. Not only is there the risk of drowning, but you don't want to think about getting that soda out of your hair. You keep focused by moving around and watching a few more videos. Almost there. The alarm clock strikes. It's 24 hours. Time to free yourself of your soda bathtub prison. There's just one problem. You gotta get up. After sitting in a bathtub of a mildly corrosive substance for 24 hours, your body is stiff and painful, and your skin is very sensitive, especially in the area below your waist. You move cautiously, inching your way up and being careful not to pull any muscles or tear any skin. As soon as you stand up and pull the plug, watching the soda go down the drain, you start to feel better. It's time to wash off. But that comfortable feeling doesn't last long, as the normal water starts to wash all the sugar off your skin. Your skin is much more sensitive than normal, as the phosphoric acid in the soda has done to you what it does to all meat: tenderized it. You'll want to be careful while washing yourself off, keeping the temperature moderate and turning down the water pressure so it doesn't feel like millions of little water missiles are hitting you. The slimy coating of sugar is washing away, and your skin is starting to return to its normal feeling, well, almost normal. Your skin will become tight again shortly, just as it does after any long bath, but it's going to take a couple of baths for the staining of the caramel color all over your body to disappear. And you're definitely not going to scrub it off now, as sensitive as your skin is. You get out of the shower moving cautiously. Your skin is tender and itchy, and you're tempted to start scratching, but you know that could tear the skin and cause bleeding or infection. The best plan is to wear loose-fitting clothing and let your skin return to normal gradually. This was definitely a less pleasant and stickier experience than sitting in water for 24 hours, but it also won't cause massive physical problems if you're in overall good skin health. This experiment was a success, at least until you have to explain to your friends what happened to your skin. Want to see the experiment that kicked this off? Check out Don't Leave the Bathtub for 24 hours, or check out this video instead. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.